the Naga peace process is set to get a big push forward, with stakeholders NSCN-IM and the NNPGs likely to meet Union Home Minister Amit Shah in New Delhi early next week. Delegations of both the NSCN-IM and the NNPGs are already camping out in the national capital. Highly placed sources have told Northeast Live that Chief Minister Nephew Rio and senior NDPP leader T.R. Zeliang, besides Deputy Chief Minister Y. Patton, will be leaving for New Delhi on Monday to meet the Union Home Minister Amit Shah. The meetings are going to be crucial as the talks are at a final stage, with a lot of differences being narrowed down. Home Minister Amit Shah met former Nagaland Chief Minister S.C. Jamir yesterday, raising speculations as to whether the talks have reached another crucial stage and is closer to signing of a peace agreement. So viewers, indeed, the big development as far as the Naga political issue is concerned, the Naga peace process is set to get another big push, with stakeholders, the NSCN-IM and NNPGs, likely to meet Union Home Minister Amit Shah in New Delhi early next week. Delegations of both the NSCN-IM and the NNPGs are already camping out in the national capital. Highly placed sources have told Northeast Live that Nagaland Chief Minister Nephew Rio and senior NDPP leader T.R. Zeliang, besides Deputy Chief Minister Y. Patton, will be leaving for New Delhi on Monday to meet with the Union Home Minister. The meetings are going to be crucial as the talks are at a final stage, with a lot of differences being narrowed down. Home Minister Amit Shah met former Nagaland Chief Minister S.C. Jamir yesterday, raising speculations as to whether the talks have reached another crucial stage and is now closer to signing of a peace agreement. Meanwhile, our colleague Sarah Konyak spoke to UDA co-chairman and NPF leader Kuzholuzo Nienu just ahead of the core committee's visit to New Delhi. Nienu said that the core committee is on the right track as far as bringing a solution to the Naga issue is concerned. The NPF leader said that at such a crucial juncture, it will not be right to hurt the NSCN-IM nor the NNPGs. Nienu also said that the core committee would back the centre to implement whatever is agreed if it is honourable, acceptable and inclusive. However, the committee feels that the competencies clauses or the agreed position should be made known to the public.
United Democratic Alliance had its first meeting on the core committee on Indo-Naga political issue after the revised members of the core committee, and you have been elected as the newly co-chairman of the UDA government. Can you briefly tell us on what transpired in yesterday's meeting?
Yesterday was my first meeting, so I had to listen more than to speak. So I think what the core committee's decision is, I think we're on the right track as far as the Naga political issue is concerned. Because now at this juncture, crucial juncture, we cannot hurt anyone. We cannot hurt NNPG nor the IM. So what we feel is, we would like to go and interact with the higher-ups, and in case it is online with the honorable, acceptable and inclusiveness, then we would request the government of India to implement it. But nevertheless, before implementation, the competency clauses or the agreed position should be made public. It should be made known to the public. In other sense, it should come to the public domain, so that people will see whether it is good for the Nagas or not. And if it is acceptable to the publics, then we may request the government of India to go ahead.
Kuzholuzo Nienu also said that legislators are lacking something in bringing the NSCN-IM and the NNPGs together under one umbrella and hammering out their differences. The UDA co-chairman also feels that the government of India should bring these two groups together and resolve the differences. According to Nienu, holding separate talks with both the negotiating groups cannot bring a logical solution or conclusion to the vexed issue.
core committee, the elected members who are playing the role of an active facilitator in the ongoing peace talk have been working out every possibility to hammer out, to breach the gap between the government of India and the NSCN-IM, as well as between the two Naga negotiating parties. However, in these past 4 years, nothing concrete has been there has been no concrete breakthrough in the talks, ongoing peace process as well. And as the people know you as an elected member who have a very bold approach, who do not shy away from speaking the truth. What is your personal opinion on how things
There can be a
breakthrough? How what should be the way forward?
Oh, that's a very valid question. You see, we legislators also were lacking something, and that is trying to bring these two groups together under one umbrella or one roof or one table to sit and hammer out the differences. That is what is lacking. Now, government of India also, if they are sincere, they should bring these two groups and sit together and hammer out the differences. But as long as we legislators or say the core committee talk separately with the 7 NNPGs and talk separately with the IMs, then I don't think a logical conclusion cannot come about. And so also the government of India also, if they do the same, nothing will be conclusive. So what we need to do is, the most important thing is to bring these two groups to sit and hammer out their differences. Whether they sit alone or whether they want to sit with us, it'll be better if we sit with them, isn't it? And try to be the peacemaker.
And Kuzholuzo Nienu further said that the framework agreement was coined, or rather crafted out from the very words within the Indian constitution. So if the negotiating groups stick to that, then there will be no differences. However, there are some hiccups as something out of the constitution has been demanded. Nienu said there has been some understanding because there is going to be a Yezabu constitution which will be incorporated. Commenting on the flag issue, Nienu feels that if the centre is willing, then it can come to an understanding where flag will be used in cultural programs.
Right.
What is also your personal opinion on the decision of the NSCN-IM, where they have been, where they are still very firm on their demand on the symbolic issues, a separate flag and a constitution, which is lately being seen as one of the roadblocks to reach a final agreement?
My personal opinion is, in their first agreement, when they had announced that, when they had signed the framework agreement, as I always stated, that was rather carved out or coined out from the very words within the framework of the Indian Constitution. So if they stick to that, I think there will be no differences. But they are asking something out of the Constitution. That is why there are some hiccups. But I think now, as far as Constitution is concerned, what we discussed yesterday, I think to some extent there have been an understanding, because there is going to be a Yazabo, okay, and that will be incorporated. Now coming to the flag also, if government of India is willing, I think they can come to an understanding where our flag will be used in cultural programs and all.
The UDA co-chairman also believes that there will be a breakthrough before the 2023 Nagaland Assembly elections.
Do you think the BJP, the central government, the government of India is very serious, very keen on resolving this issue? Also, the BJP, who is at power at the center, have committed during the last election to put the slogan "Election for Solution," and 5 years is almost coming to an end. And as the political election tempo in the state have already begun, do you think that the Nagas will be able to ever see a light at the end of the tunnel before the next general election 2023?
As far as the meetings are going on, rapid meetings that is taking place with the 7 NPGs, IM, then Mishra visiting, and on top of that, Prime Minister himself calling them, again Home Minister Amit Shah calling them, I think they are very serious about bringing it into a logical conclusion. That I have a feeling. They are very serious about it.
But do you think this can be fulfilled before the next general election?
Oh, well, I have my high hopes. I have my high hopes.